Thank you for staying with us. President Bola Tinubu has signed the student loan bill into law, and this bill, which was passed by the National Assembly and transmitted for the president's assent, is the Access to Higher Education Bill and the 2024 Repeal and Re-Enactment Bill. Now, this came after separate considerations by both the Senate and the House of Representatives Committee on Tertiary Institutions, as well as TET Fund. President Tinubu says with this new law, no Nigerian, regardless of their background, will be excluded from obtaining quality education. State House correspondent Femi Akonde has more.
President Bola Tinubu signs the much-anticipated student loan bill. This is a fulfillment of a promise made in his renewed hope agenda. This will also bring Nigeria closer to achieving Goal 4 of the United Nations Sustainable Development Goals that seeks to ensure inclusive and equitable quality education and promote lifelong learning opportunities for all. President Bola Tinubu had on the 14th of March written to the National Assembly to repeal and reenact the student loan bill. His desire was given quick consideration and approval. Now the buck stops on the table of the President Tinubu-led executive arm of government to begin the implementation of this policy.
We are determined to ensure education is given the proper attention necessary for the country, including skill development programs.
This new law signed by President Tinubu will establish a corporate body to receive, manage and invest funds to provide loans to Nigerians for higher education, vocational training and skills acquisition, and for related matters.
Those who are seeking skills, who are seeking to be skilled, to be empowered, to move on with their lives. So it's a very great day for the country.
Nigerian students that I represent, we are happy. We'll see Mr. President's commitment to the development of education. And today, the entire education system is happy.
There's a growing support for this new law resonating across the country, especially among youth who are the sole beneficiaries, as the student loan scheme will build an army of skilled workforce that can easily become self-employed and increase the country's productive base.
It's actually a welcome development, and when you look at the impact, especially to the Nigerian students, who are going to be the greatest beneficiary of this initiative.
Rightly shape the educational institution and the educational sector.
The federal government initially announced that the scheme would be launched in September last year, but this suffered several delays, leading to an indefinite postponement. The presidency said the delay was because of a directive from President Tinubu to expand the scheme to include loans for vocational skills. It is expected that this new law will significantly increase access to tertiary education and skills acquisition. Femi Akonde, TVC News, Abuja.
And joining us now in the studio is the lead consultant, Knowledge Station International, Oluwafemi Dairo. It's good to have you join us.
Thank you so much.
Good morning and welcome.
Good morning.
Right. So what are your thoughts on this latest intervention by the president, though there's been a lot of back and forth on the issue, especially with implementation. But now that we've seen, yet another move by the government to see this through, what do you think?
I think it's a laudable concept. It's like a very good concept to a lot of crises that have been going on with the education in Nigeria. I see it as a first step to moving forward, and it's a very laudable one. It's a very laudable one.
What stands out for you in the students' loan law?
All right, looking at the law, you'd want to, highlight the objectives of the law, the main reason on which the president expressly, stated that no child, no Nigerian child should have an excuse of not going to school. Every child should not be denied quality education. Quality education. So this is like a concept to probably just eradicate an excuse and say, oh, it's because of money. And the other one that really embodies it is to alleviate poverty. And this is, realizing that education is a bedrock, is a tool to elevate, to eradicate poverty. And I think, passing it into law is just, one of the great steps that we're moving forward.
Right. So other people will now be asking what next. We've been talking about it, even though some people were pessimistic about it, some are still very much pessimistic, but then that's not where I'm going yet. The thing is, people will now say, I want to go to school, I want to be enrolled. How do I have access to this student loan? Is it meant for the who is who, or is it something that is going to trickle down to the common man who definitely would want to study?
Like I said, looking at the speech that the president made, you can highlight that he said nobody, no matter how poor, so that definitely had, highlighted the fact that, we were jeering to people that cannot pay for their education, or that can be an excuse that, oh, it's because I don't have money to fulfill my dreams. So I see that as, looking at some particular class of people that needs it, and, they now have no excuse because they can access the student loan now. So
right. In terms of structure, because people have also said, and the president also alluded to that, that at some time in the past, older Nigerians benefited from the student loan scheme, but for many new generation, Nigerians, especially students who are currently, spread across various, institutions of higher learning, they have never walked this path before, where government will come and, offer some form of, interventions to help them through the financial, implications of their schooling. But in terms of structure, because, that appeared to have been tweaked, that saw the birth of this, latest Access to Higher Education Act. In terms of structure now, that is also going to involve students who want to learn a vocation of some sort. How much of a difference do you think this, kind of move will benefit all forms of Nigerians who are in need of financial support?
Okay, so when there's a problem, the best thing is to profile solutions. So definitely there have been some crises here and there in the education sector, so we know that. So it's the government offering the students, okay, here is a route that you can take to fulfill your dreams. So I think it's in both ways. For the students as well, we're looking at, okay, when you access the loan, what is the end result? So the students should also know that this is not free money. The government is not Father Christmas, So you should, they're trying to fund your dream so that you be of benefit to yourself and to the nation as well, to other people. So I see it at both sides. The government trying to say, okay, yes, this is a route to fulfill your dream so that you'll be useful to yourself, not only to yourself, but to the society, and you'll be able to solve national issues as well, because that is the main essence of education. So it's a tool to drive your dream, to fulfill your dreams, So the government is giving a route, and the students should also latch on it and not slack on it. But, there's also an end to this. So after you've accessed this loan, what is the end to this? That's why I said it's in both sides. So if there are global trends in more developed countries. You see that students are given loans, and they are encouraged to study, courses that are high income or that have great impact to national development. Left to me, you shouldn't have access to a loan if at the end of the day you will not be providing the solution, you will not be useful to the economy. So it's on both sides. the government is offering a route, the students also should play their part, you know, in latching on it. But furthermore, what is the end result of the student loan?
Okay, so you feel that, you know, this opportunity should only be given to students who are studying specific courses. Is that what you're saying? Not
specific courses, but there should be a willingness that, okay, if I'm taking this loan, this is what I'm giving back. This is what I'm giving back. Not that you just
giving
want
back
to
in terms of skills or in terms
yes,
of contribution to the development of the country.
Yes, development of the country, which definitely comes with the skills and, you know, your talent, because, you know, your education is expanding your horizon. You know, so when you go to school, you know, the president even mentioned it, you know, that they benefited from, you know, this kind of, they are where they are today because of education. You know, so every student should know that it's not just free money. It's not just, so you must do something that would empower you, and so that you'll be able to pay back the loan and also be useful for the national development.
In talking about those